And I've got another little painting for you. This time, a butterfly. Let's see how it ends up. Join me on my journey. Gonna start the painting, and again, it's one of the tiny ones with the little easel. And once I get ready, this time I'm actually going to show you painting the easel. Being wood, it tends to soak up that paint, so pretty much everything needed a double dosage, but it did tend to dry rather quickly then. But I did get it all over my fingers. At some point, I have to touch the wet paint in order to finish it off. And I think fairly quickly I had to kind of put everything down. Yeah, get new paint here. Didn't have enough. Out on the easel, so not on the easel, on the palette. Does seem to kind of go a little bit slow, but I did want to show you the whole process. And it's kind of fun. Like that, I don't have to worry about staying in lines or trying to come up with something fancy. It's just simply paint the wood. And as you see, I'm also doing at the bottom of the feet. Oh, okay. And now preparing the second coat. Now here, I needed a stencil because I can never make sure that, the both sides are equal. So I figured this way what I'd do is I'd cut it out, kind of like you do with as a kid. This way both sides will be the exact same size. And then I'd use that as the template, put it on top, fold it over. At some point, had lots of fun folding it over that I didn't put on the screen. So now I've got my little template. That way I can put a base coat down that'll give me the wing sizes. And I did over, you see the one area there. So I kind of cleaned it up. And I'll repaint over again with the yellow once we're done. And now that's dried off and start putting my colors in. Again, just kind of the base coat on these. I went with purple on the top and pink on the bottom. And like I said, I'm just putting in the base coat. Kind of just, there it goes. And now for the pink at the bottom. There was a little drying time there. I didn't want the pink bleeding in with the purple or the purple bleeding in with the pink. And if you notice, I did leave a little white on the outside. Again, it kind of went over when I did the template. Live and learn. I'll tape it down a little bit better the next time I do something like this. Kind of let that dry. And now the body. Again, this is just base coat, first layer. You'll notice as I go through towards the end, I do some more shaping, since I do come back with the colors again on a second pass. Oh, forgot to turn the camera on to do the out on the one. I kind of wanted, you see butterflies, they've got that lining around some of them. So I put the lining. Now this is purely my imagination. There is no butterfly that looks like this. I started putting the dots in with the brush, but they were a little too erratic. So now I've grabbed the toothpick. That tends to put a better dot in. And now I'm trying to line up one side with the other. Oh no, I messed up in that area. So I went back to cover up the dots and re-put the base green down. And using the toothpick, put in the pretty dots. Like I said before, it dries. You can use just simply a wet towel to clean it up. Or as you've seen, that if I make a mistake and it dries, I just simply paint over it. Now here, I was doing different designs, and I was using a cutout portion and trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And kind of looking back and forth what I've got going. And you'll find out that even at the end, I still did not quite do all of that. But it gave me an idea of what I wanted to do. And I went to go pencil in something, the star, and just couldn't see the pencil, so I'm using a bigger marker. And you'll see me later on, I come back in to kind of cover that up. And, thought I could use the cap lid to give me a nice red round circle, and it didn't quite work. Clean it up, put the cap away, and just kind of hand draw it, which means it's not a perfect circle. But then again, in nature, there isn't any perfect. Yeah, I'm also taking off the excess paint. You can do that too. I use the brush. And now into the star. Never did get the star. I never get my stars perfectly formed. And of course, I don't get the two stars to look exactly alike on both sides. And you see I'm making quite a mess there that I'm cleaning up, which is something, on this case, I did have to go back, and you'll see me do that later. Clean it up by overpainting. And I got it done. Now this is after dry time. And I am cleaning up those edges and covering up the marker that didn't get painted over. And now again you see that I put a marker down first of what I was drawing. Did that off camera, but you can see the lines there. And just simply filling in the colors. That's part of half the fun of doing some painting, is deciding what colors you want to use. And you do, just do whatever colors you want. Like I said, you'll find no butterfly with these markings on it. But if it's your art, it doesn't have to be real, it's what you see. And keep putting the blue in. Now redoing the outline that I covered up. Sometimes I find if you brush paint, you can't get it even, or so basically I dab paint on, and that helps it to flow better for me. And you'll see me do that a lot, where I put paint down and then I use the brush or the toothpick and move it around afterwards. Now again, I'm back on cleaning up again. And what I did not realize when I did this, although it kind of looks okay, I pulled out the dark purple instead of the light. And I didn't notice it because the paint's always darker when it's wet than when it dries. But luckily I'd done most of it. And you'll see me come in later to finish the cleanup. If you look, you can see around the edges there's a lighter color. But as I was painting, I just figured it was because I had wet paint. And wet paint is always darker than the dry paint. Now you'll notice from that to here, there's a lot that's been added up on top. I finished up the purple. I put the lines on the sun. Unfortunately, I did that and deleted the file before I realized what I'd done. It's one of those hit the wrong button and it's too late to get it back. But all I really did up on the top that you're not seeing is I added those little lines to the sun, and I did finish cleaning up the purple. And I think I put the antenna on. So what I'm doing now is I am cleaning up with the pink, adding a center to my little sunburst items there. And then since the stars really didn't pop with the red, I thought maybe if I outlined it in white, and it does, it's coming out. And you'll see me as I go through, I get too much, so I clean it up. Go back and put some red in where I've done it too much. Right now I'm doing the shape that I wanted on the body. Like that, I'm doing that in white, and then I come back with gray to put in on the top. So the top portion of the body is a little bit different than the bottom. Put in the eyeballs, a little gray on the top of the antenna. And you see me here kind of cleaning up. And you'll see me messing around with those stars. A little red, a little more white. You can do that with paintings, just all the little bitty details you keep going back on. And now I'm cleaning up the base yellow. All the places where I touched it and left paint, where I overflowed, where I didn't want to go. And there we are, finished product. I have my beautiful little butterfly. And I thought finished. And then it says, nah, I need something green. So I'm putting in a couple of leaves at the bottom. And then I noticed as I pulled through, kind of good highlights just by simply letting the paint be thick in some spots and kind of light and almost gone in others. Now we have the finished product. Kind of give you an in view, out view. I like it. I don't know if you will or not, but I'm glad you joined me on the journey and watched till the end. So wherever you're at, have a good day, good night. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye. And to help my channel, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Doesn't cost you anything and really helps me. Thank you.